my learning outcomes. So at the end of class, student will know what information resources to use for your assignment or research. To search for the information more efficiently and get better result. And student will evaluate. You will identify and select quality information, know how to evaluate and select quality information. You will know on how to cite information and do a reference in correct way. Alright, can you hear me? Is it clear? Okay, right. So this is the learning outcomes. Okay, we start with the what is information. When we talk about the informations, nowadays information we can retrieve information in at any way and any time. Means that information is at your fingertips. Means that you can there are a variety of information sources that you can retrieve in many types of information such as through a website, media socials, and many more. So when we talk about the information literacy, according to the American Library Association, information literacy is a set of ability requiring individuals to recognize when information is needed and have the ability to locate, evaluate, and use effectively the needed information. So when we talk about the literacy, there are many types of literacy. Actually, we have web literacy, library literacy, uh, whereas computer literacy and many more. So our focus right now is more on information literacy. Okay. Information literacy includes the ability of a student first to identify the need for information by select a topic or based on your subject area for your assignment or research. And second is to access to the information. Alright, okay. How to access to the information through a library database or through the website. And the third one is how to evaluate information critically. Okay, one more. Hold on. Let me mute our member. Okay, I continue. And the fourth one is use information for the specific purpose. So why you want to access to the information? Of course, might be you want to write the paper, you want to do your assignment, your project paper, thesis. And the last one is use information ethically and legally. Means by using a correct citation and references list. So when we talk about the information, there are a structure of information which is divided by three categories, types of information, which is primary, secondary, and tertiary. When we talk about the primary, it's about a creation of knowledge. Means that original written works means that to refer to a person who provide information or an object. So mostly primary is original information. For example, like personal contact, notes, research data, speech, interview, and then memoir and other and etc. So move to the secondary information, which is repackaging to communicate, which is information that we want to communicate and present to the others. When we talk about the secondary information, it is information about primary or original information which you has been modified and selected or rearranged for specific purpose. For example, example of secondary information such as textbooks, encyclopedia, dictionary, and any information you got from the website, magazine, newspaper article, journal paper, conference paper. So the last one is tertiary information, which is we call as surrogation, which is to help trace the information. Mostly for tertiary information, anything that you find out from somebody who found it out from somebody else, means that it has been received by the third hand. So example of tertiary information such as almanac, directory, guidebook, bibliography of somebody, there is a type of structure of information. And we talk about the type information sources, we divide by printed resources and electronic resources. So basically printed resources such as book, photograph, journal, maps, everything that you in a printed version. So electronic resources, which is includes like ebook, e-journal, slide, online database. So currently, we basically use the more on the electronic resources because it is easy to retrieve. You can access to from anywhere and anytime. So there is a benefit of a printer and also the electronic resources. All right. So now we move to information skill. When you have information literacy, you will get the information skill, which is how you want to information skill on how you want to retrieve your information, how you want to evaluate the information. So why we need the information skill? Information skill that will help you search, find, evaluate, and present your information. Might be you will retrieve information, so many information, but not sure whether that information is relevant or reliable to use. Is it come from the authentic sources? And that's why we need to have like a basic information skill so that we can filter what kind of information that we retrieve. So here I put some briefing on information skill. Relevant skill to retrieve and process information from a variety of resources using a systematic approach to meet information needs. All right. So far, is it clear? This one is just like a briefing on what is information literacy. Alright, okay. So the next step is on how to finding information. First, you need to define the topic. And the second, determine sources, means that where to start, where sources there, where can I get the sources. And the third one is determine search strategy and understand the search results. Okay, and the fourth is evaluation and select information. And lastly, you organize and you present the information. So we go to the step number one, define topic. So in, let me, okay. I put some example on how to define a topic because mostly when we want to come up with the, do your assignment or your research, you will identify, firstly you will identify the topic, what kind of topic that you want to search. And then example here, I'm looking for like a strategic management of information technology for quality service. So inside here, I identify the keywords that I want to use to search the information. So I divide by three concepts here. First is under strategic management, and then second concept is under information technology, and the third one is under quality service. Okay, function to list the keywords that you want to use, to want to search, is for easy for you to retrieve the information. So here I divide by 3, and then other than I use strategy management, actually you can use other similar keywords that's related on your topic. For example, like information technology, we can define as ICT or networking, wireless communication. So this kind of terms, keyword, you can use whenever you want to search for the information. Alright, the next step is determine resources and sources. Okay, like just now I mentioned, you need to identify what type of resources that you want to use. Either primary, is it primary resources, secondary resources, or tertiary resources? And where to find the resources? Either you want to direct using through a website, using a search engine like Google, Yahoo, and other things, and or you want to direct go to our library online database such as ProQuest, EBSCO, Emerald, or you want to use directly to search using OPAC, Library Online Public Access Catalog. OPAC mostly was available in the library website, which is you can find any materials under OPAC. It will help you to search the materials that you want. Is it clear? Alright, for the next step, determine search strategy and understand the result. Okay, so for this step, it is very quite important because this is the how strategy on how you want to access, you want to search for your information. So there are some basic search strategy that apply to many different types of resources. Whether you are searching for books, magazine, you want to look for the article, journal, thesis, you can apply this strategy, search strategy. First, using synonyms to broaden your search means that, for example, you use I want to search for car. Might be car can be automobiles, vehicles, and etc. So synonym means to use the same word, same meanings. So next is use truncation, which is you put the symbol asterisk in your searching. For example, you want to look for computer. It can be like computers, computerization. Let's say if you want to look for children also can be childhood, and many more. So the third one is use quotes. Okay, quotes means you put the you put quote in your search keyword. Example here, I put quotes in social networking. So when you do a searching, it will search basically just based on the keywords that you enter. And the last one is, this one is quite famous. Mostly user will use the Boolean operator to get the most out of your search terms. Means that you can use and or not operators. Okay, this is example. Specify that both words must occur in a record. For example, I'm looking for study skills and research. Okay, for this search strategy, I will show you after this by using our e-library platform. So this is just like a briefing lah, let you know what is the Boolean operator, what is the how to use the search strategy. So you can use and or not. Not or is you want to, the result can contain item which include either study skills or research. Let's say the keywords is under study skill or research. So for not, you can, it is specify that one word but not the other word must occur in a record. For example, study skills, not research. So the result will contain about the study skills and not research. So the next step is after you do the search strategy, now is for you to evaluation and select information. Why we need to do a evaluation? Why you need to identify and select the information? Because sometimes not the information, not everything you find in your topic will be like useful or reliable to use. Might be sometimes it is like not quite related on your topic and so on. So select and evaluate to see if the information is reliable and usable by going through a certain evaluation process. So this is just like a key where you can use under based on the key step to access for the to evaluate your information. 6 basic criteria for evaluating information are: first is authority. Authority of information. You need to identify who is the author of this information, who is the publisher, is identify is the resource scholarly or popular publication, and then accuracy. Accuracy, does the author provide sources for statistical information? Is the data valid or not? So you need to find the accurate of the info of the resource. And the next is objectivity or bias. Does for objectivity and bias, does the author, you can identify that does the author state any bias or determine whether information is fact or opinion. So from this you can identify is it relevant to use or not. And the next step is coverage. Is it too wide or too narrow depth? So this one is like a basic criteria that you can use to evaluate your information. And the most important thing is actually the currency of the information that you retrieve. When was the documents was written? Look at the publisher, uh, the last update on the information that you retrieve. And lastly is audience. Identify, is it the audience is for student, academy, or for the public. Actually, for the evaluation, not all always to use lah. You just select which wherever that you just select any that you find that have in this criteria. So far, if you have any question, just raise your hand. You can directly ask me. Okay, we continue. So here, reason to include information and reason to exclude your information. Okay, reason to include information is whatever information that contain facts, opinion that unique, contains illustration or data unique, contain an overview of your paper, point of view that you agree, means that it is very information that very good for you lah. Mean give you a good example. And reason to exclude some of information is when the information is out of date, different point of view, not recent information, coverage too narrow or too broad. Too broad. And the last step is organize and present the information. To present the information, you have to first organize. Why we need to organize the information? in order to we need to organize information to store and retrieve, so that you can store and retrieve information easily, and you can communicate the information to client or colleague, to identify gaps or the need for further information, and to weed out or discard any unnecessary information, identify trends or pattern in the information. And the next step is consolidate and synthesize. Means that you consolidate all information obtained from literature search, survey data, or interview. And lastly, you present in the right format for the right audience. Then the last step is when you have come out with your research, your thesis or project paper, and your assignment. The three major ethical issue to consider when you present information. First, okay, this is very like famous things that students always do, which is plagiarism. Plagiarism, I think most of you must know what is plagiarism, right? When you take as somebody's sources, then you make it as your own without change the word, change the information. Change by your own words. So that's it is correctly attribute all code sources wherever means that your information. Sorry. Okay. The next is citing sources. After this, I will show you how to do a citation intake, how to do a citing sources and do a reference. And the next one is copyright. Obtain permission to use any copyright materials in writing. But actually, most of the sources that you get must have the copyright issue lah. Alright. So I will proceed to our e-library platform. Before that, do you have any question for this topic? Okay. I think is it clear, right? Okay, now we move to our library website. I'm not sure whether all of you have access to the e-library, to our e-library, to library website before this. Okay, so this is our library website. If you can use this URL, library.aeu.edu.my. Okay, when you open this website, first thing you will see our big banner here, and then at the top of it we have a few menu bar such as home, about, services, resources, guide, and help desk. And then when you scroll down, you can see there is like a column here you can use for searching, which is under one search. And then beside the one search, we have AeU repository and past exam paper. So one search function is to find any materials in one in one search lah. You can find any journal, articles, book in the one search. So we put the announcement below. And okay, our focus right now is on our subscribe online database. How to go to subscribe online database? Just click on the subscribe online database at the below here, or you can click on the resources. Then click on the subscribe online database. Okay. Whenever you click on the subscribe online database, you need to log in by enter your student ID and your own password. For those who are never been reset your password before this, please do reset your password by click I forgot my password. Okay, is it clear? because actually I got quite many email from students. They said that they are unable to log in to e-library. So one of the reason might be because they never reset the password before this. Alright, so I enter my ID and my password. So if you click under I forgot my password, it require you to log in by put your student ID and email address. Then you just click submit. After that, you will receive a notification through email to enter your new password. Okay, clear, right? Okay, I sign in. So when I sign in, it will automatically jump to library gateway. And then at the right side, it will come out with the your name lah. Instead, whenever you log in, it will automatically show your name here. So what are the function of library gateway? What are the different library gateway and library website here? Okay, so I do here. Alright. So the difference is this is the home page actually. So everyone can access to this one. But for library gateway, it is specialized for our student, our user. Only AeU student or AeU user can access to the library gateway. Because in order to access for the online database, you need to log in. Alright. Okay, inside the library gateway, we have online database. We also have a past exam, thesis and dissertation. For thesis and dissertation, this one is for the AeU thesis by our graduate student. And then we also have a one search button here. Okay, so we start with the searching. If you want to do searching, you can use either you want to use one search, or you can go directly to our online databases. You just click online database, the blue one, this one, and click more info, and it will jump you to list of database that we have. So I'm not sure all of you are familiar with online database. Actually, online database is a collection of collection of sources, which is include journal, article, ebook, ETCs, newspaper, and many more. And all of it is come out in digital materials. So we have database that we have here is like we have EBSCO, we have ProQuest, Safari, Siege, Wiley, and many more actually. So as you can see, there are so many database here, which is we categorize by the subject, by the program, by the subject. Okay, let's say I open one of the online database, EBSCO. Okay, I'm looking for the ebook. Okay, this one I click under EBSCO Education Collection. Okay, just click continue. Alright. So you already access to EBSCO host page. So in okay, let's say I want, you can search by using like just I mentioned now. You can search by the keywords, by the topic, by the author name, or by the title. Okay, let's say I search by the keywords. I put under children education. This is just a basic actually, basic searching. Alright, so you can, as you can see, the result is quite broad actually. We have around more than 3,000 ebooks under children education. So here you can narrow down the your sources by filter. At the left side, as you can see, you can filter information. Let's say I want to filter the publication date. I want the recent publication. For example, I put under 2015 until 2020, and it will update. Okay, now as you can see, the result become no, 777. So in other, okay, if you want to open the source, you just click under PDF full text, or you can click also at the title. The information that I search is under types of information is ebook. So it will come out like this. At the left side, as you can see, they provide the content like TOC, table of content of the book. You can download actually by click at the button arrow, and then we come out like but there this will have a page limit to download actually. Means that you number of pages available to download is 100 only. So let's say if I want to download this chapter, I just click chapter 2 and download PDF. You see, right? So let's say you don't want to download, you can read online lah. And let's say you want to download full download, you can download full. You just click at the right side, at the top of right side, just click on the full download and sign in order to download this one. Sign in means you need to create another account, which is EBSCO account, to download this ebook. So for those who do not have an account yet, you just click sign up, and then just fill in the your name, your email address, and create new password. Alright. So this is just like intro lah on how to download this ebook. Okay, next is, okay, when you got the information, of course you want the info, you need to do the references at the end of your assignment or research. So how to do a reference? When you access directly to online database, it will provide you references in APA format. So how to get the references? You just hold on, I make it clear. just click on the side, this one. Click side, and then you can select. You can choose what kind of citation format that you want to use. And in AeU, we use the APA format. Don't take other than APA format. Okay, so you can copy this and paste in your assignment or thesis. Easy, right? Okay, and then for the link, you can get the link of this ebook through the permalink. Just click permalink and then just copy the link. Alright. Alright. Okay. This is I show you the basic search. Now we go to the advanced search. Advanced search, you can use the search strategy that I mentioned just now. You can use the Boolean search. You can use put the quote, or you can use the asterisk symbol. For example, I want to look for the leadership. Leadership and maybe management. So I put leadership first, and I use the Boolean and I put management. When I search, it will come out all the information under leadership and management. Leadership and management, and this one is management. Or you can use button, let's say I use not. I'm just looking for leadership, not management. So you come out about the leadership only. Nothing about management will be come out. So okay, let's say I'm looking for child. This one I use the words. I put and I put child. Symbol asterisk, and then I change to in. Okay, education. I click under search. So as you can see, when you put under child, it will come out like it could be child care, it could be childhood, children. So that is the function of this symbol. So and to you can filter at the left side, get the recent publication. So as you can see, the search result is 800. Okay, this is for the ebook. Let's say I'm looking for the journal article. Okay, I search under different database. For example, I search in ProQuest. So ProQuest here, we divide by education, arts and humanity, computer science, and business scholarship. So I click under progress ABI inform collection. So far, is there any question? I hope all of you can understand. Okay, this is a different platform. Okay, I'm looking for, let's say I'm searching for leadership behaviors. Search. And at the left side, as you can see, the source type is, it was under, we have scholarly journals, book, audio and video, dissertation and thesis. So you can select, let's say I'm just looking for journals, scholarly journals. I click under scholarly journals. So the result is quite broad, right? We have around more than 150,000. So you can filter here at the left side, or you can use the advanced search. Oh, I put the code. I just looking for the leadership behavior. Alright, so this is a list of journal that we have under the topic that I search. Okay, in order to open this, you just click wherever have a full text PDF. Sometimes might be the article doesn't have the full text PDF because we didn't subscribe on it. But don't worry, for any journal that doesn't have the full access, you can request to the library by using the service provided by us under DDS service. Okay. When I click under full text PDF, it will automatically come out with like this. No? So to download this, you just click on the arrow button here. Click and you can download. It will automatically download in your computer. Alright. So let's say if you just want to look for the abstracts, you just click on the abstracts. And then you can identify, okay, this subject is related on behavior, gender, values, and so on. Leadership. You also can find the citation here. Just click at the side, at the right side. We have a site on the side, and then choose the APA references. So you just copy and paste to your paper. Alright. Is there any question? If you have a question, you can ask directly. You can voice here. Okay. I go for this one is journal. Let's say I want to look for example of thesis. This is might be useful for the PhD student or master student when they want to refer to other publication. You can use ProQuest dissertation and thesis global. This is like a worldwide thesis, not AeU thesis. So here you can search, for example, I'm looking for the leadership. Okay. So do the same thing. You can filter here, filter the result. To open it, same with the previous that I show you. Just click the full text PDF. And you can see this example of thesis from San Diego, California. You can use the advanced search that I just mentioned now. Okay. Other than that, we also provide the open access. Means that we open access that database that are free to use. Means that library do not subscribe on it, but it's still available. It is free to use lah. Okay, I go home. So that one is like just some briefing on how to access to online database. So you can try other database after this. Okay. So I move to past exam papers. For the undergraduate student, you can find past exam paper here under exam queue repository. Which mean to access this one, you just put the your subject code or subject name. For example, like uh, okay, I'm searching for subject MIB 401. I click search, and then it will come out starting from 219, the recent, until 2009. So to open it, you just click at the title and then click download. When you click download, it requires you to put the username and password. Okay, username and password, don't use the username and password to log in library gateway, because they have to SMQ repository, they have their own username and password. To find the username and password, you just click here to get the username and password. Alright. So here the username is exam papers and password AeU123. AeU123. So all the student using the same username and password. Right. Clear, right? Okay. Now I go back to another platform that we have, which is the thesis and dissertation. So under thesis and dissertation, was put under university repository. To access it, you just click under item type, you tick under thesis and click search. So the reason is year 2021. To view this thesis, you just click at the title of the thesis. Okay, as you can see, there are two documents here, which is the first one is restricted to repository staff only. Means that user cannot access to this one. You cannot download, or else if you put the username, your own username and password, you also cannot enter access to this one, because it is just restricted to repository to staff only. And then you only can access the second document, which is no need to enter username or password, but this one is only until 24 pages. We didn't put all the full text thesis, we just put until 24 pages because copyright issue. So you can download this one. And another one is, I think I just log to this one. Hold on. Okay, I click again. Okay, as you can see, there is official URL provided here. Okay, you can click this URL to view the full text version. Okay, for this full text version, you only can view online. Means that you cannot download you cannot copy and so on. You just can read through online like a flip book. So this is the only channel, the only platform that student can access for full text. Alright, I go back to the. So far, is there any question? Alright, okay. I think all of you must be clear on this one, right? Okay. I think I have covered on online database, past exam paper, thesis and dissertation. Okay. Let's say you want to look for the printed book, which is your book that available in library, physical book lah. I mean, you want to, let's say you want to borrow some books in the library, you can search by using one search. For example, I'm looking for information literacy book. Okay, I just click, put the title or keywords and click search. So as you can see, it provide you the types of materials that we have. Okay, the first one is under the ebook. So let's say I want to borrow a book, the printed book. I'm looking for book, only the type mentioned here under book. So the number 2 is printed book. As you can see, retrieve catalog item, location. Location was in AeU Knowledge Centre. Then it will provide you the call number. And to view more details on this book, you just click the title. And retrieve catalog item. It will automatically jump you to Koha website. What is Koha? Actually, Koha is a platform that we use, is a library system that we use in AeU. So here is a description of the details of the book. Okay, status. First of all, you need to check the status of this book, either it is available or has been borrowed by other student. So to find this book, you can find it under call number. And this is just like a description of this book. Okay. Alright. I think that's all for the on searching in our library platform. Now we move to the referencing. I mean, okay, the last things in my slide presentation is under APA referencing. So what is APA referencing? I think most of you, I'm not sure, ada all of you are clear or know what is APA referencing mean, but I just want to highlight here requirement. Our requirement is to follow the APA referencing. So in your assignment, your thesis, you must using the APA referencing. Don't use other APA. Don't use other reference format except than the APA referencing. Actually, APA referencing is stand for the American Psychological Association. It is commonly used at university to acknowledge the original source used in the research and writing process. APA use short author date citation in the text of your paper to show the source of the information you use, whether you are paraphrasing or quoting. At the end of your paper, list the full details of each source that you have used in a reference list. Means that you do a citation, and after that, at the end of your paper, you will put the reference list. Why we need to cite the information that we retrieve? You will be recognizing the intellectual input someone else has made to your work. Passing off someone else's work as your own is called plagiarism. So we cannot simply just take other information, other source, other user information, and make it as our own words. I mean, you need to do a citation whenever you take somebody work to avoid the plagiarism. So this is just like a briefing on what is a plagiarism. Taking another person's ideas or work and passing it off as your own. This include information from web page, books, songs, TV show, article, or any other medium. So whenever you paraphrase, summarize, or take words center from another person's work, it is necessary to indicate the source of the information within your paper using an internal citation. So whatever information you take from the web page, from the online database, you need to do a citation. You need to do a references. It is must. So I move to in-text citation. So for the in-text citation, they are actually divided by we have a parenthetical citation and narrative citation. So for the parenthetical citation, it will appears at the end of a sentence. So this is example. I provide the example on how to do the parenthetical citation. Whatever information you get, you must put the bracket, the author name, and the date. If the page was available, you can put the number of page also. So example, student ratings and evaluation of instruction have a long history as sources of information about teaching quality. In bracket, Berg, comma, 2013. Then you close the bracket and put the full stop. And for the narrative citation, it will appear when the information being quoted is incorporated into the text as part of the sentence. So example, the first one you will use the sentence like according to Berg, 2013 student ratings and blah 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 blah. So other than according to, you can use as stat by Berg or any other sentence. So the next one is short quotation. Short quotation, if quotation consists of few than 40 words, so means that for the short quotation you must put the quotation marks. Example here, okay, I put the example. Effective themes can be difficult to describe because I put the quotation marks. high performance along one domain does not translate to high performance along another. And then I close the quotation marks, then put the bracket, Evan et al, comma, 21A, page 470. Okay, Evan et al, because this information have more than two author. Means that if the author more than two, you need to put the first author only, the name of first author, and then come out with the et al, dot, full stop, comma, and the year of the publication. And if have the number of pages, you can put the number of page for this quotation. Alright, and then another thing, other citation is you can use a direct quotation. Actually, it's quite the same with the short quotation. So for the quotation, mostly you put the quotation because you didn't change any words in any words for the information you get. You just directly copy and paste the information and by using the quotation mark. But actually, for the writing, it is best actually if you try to paraphrase sources rather than directly quoting them, because paraphrasing allow you to fit material to the content of your paper and writing style. Okay, this is an example of direct quotation that you can use. The first one is a single author, and for the two author, you can mention Rajan and McEvoy to 2012 indicate that blah 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 blah, and you just mention this is paragraph okay. For the direct quotation, instead of using a page number, you can also put the paragraph on that words that you take. So here for the two author, you can put, actually you must to put symbol N, Rajan and McEvoy. Okay, and then for the three or more authors, it will become like this. No? The last one, every cloud solution provider has a different set of offering and different pricing model. Then this one I put under, I put page number also. Okay. So after you do a citation, in-text citation, whatever in-text citation that you put in your paper, your assignment, you must put also in your reference list. So mostly reference list is at the last of your paper, end of your paper. So how to do the reference list? This is okay. Currently now we have APA 7 editions, which is the different with the before the different between the APA 7 edition and 6th edition is, for the 6th edition we put the place of publication, but for the 7th edition we just put the author, year, title and publisher only. No need to put the place of publication. So this is example of reference types for the books. So basically for book it's quite easy because you just put the author and then come the year of publication and then put the title, and if the book has edition, you need to put the bracket and then mention is it what edition. Let's say if a second edition, just put second edition and then close the bracket. Okay, for the for books, the title must be italic. As you can see, we italic for the title must be in italic lah. And actually you, for the second paragraph you must indent. Indent for the second paragraph. Okay, so next is for the ebook. Same thing with the books, but the difference is you must to put the URL, URL or DOI. DOI means stand for the DOI is for like ISBN lah. And then for the journal articles, the difference is journal article you must put the volume number and issue number, and then you will italic the title of journal, not the title of article. So this is example of the journal articles. So let's say if the journal article, let's say it doesn't have the author name, you just put the title of article and then followed by the journal title and the URL. Okay, this is example. Okay, this is quite useful for student, because I believe that most of student they will get the information directly through the web page, any site in the web page. So this is how you can do a reference for the web page information by by mention the author, and then title of work, site name, mention the which site that you get the information, and put the URL. If let's say doesn't have the author, you just started with the title of information that you get from the website. Same goes to the newspaper article and magazine article. The important things is how you do a reference accordingly lah. So basically for the magazine, we will put the year of publication and the month if provided. So at the last one, as you can see, okay, we put the year of publication, month, and the date. Alright. So this is an example of references that I use in this slide. Yeah, even my slide presentation also have the references because I refer to this information. Alright. Okay. So far, any question on this? Does it have a question? Alright. So I assume that all of you understand what I try to okay. Since doesn't have a question, maybe I can move to example of how to do the in-text citation. Okay, I have found one journal. Hold on now. Okay, this is just like I want to show you example of how they do in-text, how they do the citation and reference. Okay, this is example of journal that I found in our online database. The title of journal is under digital game-based learning of information literacy. So this is the author name. I think this journal is come from the Hong Kong Education University of Hong Kong. So here, okay, for the introduction, this is just I mentioned you. Okay, the first one, they use the direct quotation. As you can see, there is a quotation symbol here. Quotation. Zoom. Make clear. Okay. Information literacy refer to a set of ability to recognize when information needed. Okay, you can see they put the quotation here, and at the end This is we call as a narrative citation. There is American Library. Sorry, this is a parenthetical citation. They put the American Library Association is a group organization, and then put the year and the page number. Okay, the second one, the second paragraph is they use narrative citation, which is they mention Johnson 2010 asked students to learn IL through an e-learning system that include tutorial and learning tasks. So this is a narrative citation. So this is the way how you want to do the citation. Okay. So this is the author more than two authors. They put the et al, comma, bracket, the year, and he mentioned the information. So for the words, you can paraphrase the words by your own words, as long as the meaning doesn't change lah. Okay, so the next one is, okay, this is for citation for two authors. They use their this one is parenthetical citation. Make sure you use the symbol N, and then Smith and Baker, comma 2011. So whatever you put in whatever you do a citation, in-text citation, make sure all these in-text citation must have in your reference list. This one. See? They put in reference list. So this is under journal. They refer to journal under the author is Smith and Baker. So as I mentioned just now, for the second paragraph, you must indent. You must do the indent lah. Put the indent. So for the journal, you italic the journal name, and by put the DOI or URL. This is the 628 until 642 is the number of pages for this article. Alright, okay. Back to the information. Alright, okay, we take a look on this one. This is parenthetical citation also. Okay, there actually this information they get from many sources. That's why, as you can see, there is the author name and different year. Means that this student use many types of sources and put in their paper. So you must to put, let's say if you find this information more than one sources, you can do the citation by mention the first sources that you get. For example, Anita 210, and then put the semicolon and continue with the other sources that you get. Clear? Alright. So that's all the example of the in-text citation and references. So I hope after this you can do a correct references and in-text citation, because actually I got many like lecturers said that mostly their students are very like give them wrong references. I mean, do not cite properly. Okay, other than that, I maybe perhaps after this I will share you the slide presentation and some of notes you can refer for the format of APA guideline. Actually, this one is quite useful. I got this from the University of Notre Dame, Australia. So here it mentioned that how you want to do the narrative or parenthetical citation. So this is for one author, two author, three or more authors, groups, or if doesn't have the author, how you want to do the citation. And this is the last one is for reference list, how to do the reference list for the one author, more than 20 authors. So let's say if more than 20, you need to you need to list all of the author names. And then what if the reference list doesn't have the no author? You just put the, like I mentioned just now, just put the name of the article or the book. So don't worry, this one I will share you after this. I will email to you. So